guys, welcome back to the Monolith Film Podcast. I am your host, Lee.
I'm Nick.
Yeah.
And I'm Dante, and today we are featuring a special guest. 2 slices of pizza.
The Zaw.
The Zaw.
With the Zaw today, we're talking about Infinity Pool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Brandon Cronenberg's latest feature.
He's David Cronenberg's son.
Yeah.
Correct.
We did
Third feature?
Third feature.
Third
we did,
feature ever.
we did Antiviral and Possessor before
yes.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Infinity Pool came out this year, 2023.
If you'll remember, Lee loved fucking
Antiviral.
Yeah. I loved fucking Possessor.
And I also like Possessor.
Dante loved it too.
I like Possessor a lot.
So we're gonna see what the third looks like.
We'll see what's up. So Infinity Pool is about James, played by Alex Skarsgård.
Yeah.
He's on vacation with his wife. The goal is to get him out of a 6-year writer's block.
But not a vacation in like Hawaii or something. He's like on a vacation in like some Eastern European or something like.
Yeah, I think they filmed in Croatia.
I think
So it's like.
Yeah. It looked like Greece. It looked like.
Yeah, that type.
It looked like dry Mediterranean.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So on vacation, they're at a resort. They meet Gabby, played by Mia Goth, and her husband, who bring them off resort, which is prohibited by the rules of the resort.
Very prohibited.
Because they're in a fictitious country that has very strict rules and rampant crime outside the resort, allegedly. So James, while out and about, vehicular manslaughters a local as punishment, as per the judicial system, and also to satisfy and preserve the honor of the family of the deceased. A clone of James is made, and the clone is then killed by the local's firstborn son.
But he can only get the clone because he's paying for it.
Yes, you have to be able to pay for the clone, yes.
Yeah.
And then after...
They give you the option.
That is the inciting incident, after which Gabby reveals to James a group of other vacationers who are rich and take advantage of this policy to basically do whatever they want and then just pay for the clone, kill the clone. They think it's funny. They're used to it. They've been doing it for years. And the rest of the movie is just an onslaught of violence and psychedelic orgies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
I like the new format.
Good?
I think that was good.
There you go. All right. So what'd you guys think?
Yeah, that saved us like an hour. I thought it was
Yeah, I'm very disappointed, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
I was also pretty disappointed, but there was some funny moments. Like, there's some pretty sexual stuff in it.
Oh, so where did you end up watching it?
I watched it last night at my place, and then just before my car finished it.
Yeah. Did you get the Canadian version or the US version?
Sure.
Did you see Cock and Vagine?
No.
Not Cock and Vagine.
Cock and Vagine.
Did you see straight up cock?
I don't think there was any cock.
Oh, you got the cut version.
Nice cock.
You got the cut.
You got the cocked version.
So
me and Lee watched it right here on my couch and with the TV right behind the camera.
So in Canada on Crave, it is the official uncut version.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In the US they cut it because the US has super strict. The US is the only country they cut it in.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's shit.
There's a few differences in terms of time.
Yeah.
It's negligible.
But I mean, if it's part of the psychedelic trip scenes, I guess.
Yes. So even before that, so the two main differences. All the violence is mostly the same.
Okay.
The cut version, the theatrical release, has a little less blood, and they'll cut more to like the person's face as they're dying, and less of the actual shots of them getting with less gore.
Okay.
But the main ones is when James and M first leave the resort with Gabby and Albin.
Yeah. They go like,
you know, when Mia Goth jerks Alex Skarsgård off, you straight up see like a full shot of his cock coming.
Yeah.
In the uncut version.
Disappointing.
Yeah. Like straight up, like you see her hand cranking him, and you see the money shot.
You know, it's funny. So when me and Lee were here watching it, on the thing, my mom was texting me. I don't know, Lee, if you remember this.
Yeah.
My mom's like, "Oh, what are you guys watching?" I'm like, "Yeah, me and Lee were watching Infinity Pool." And she's like, "Oh, should I watch it?" I was like, "Yeah, why not?" And my mom got to the cock jerk off, she turned it off.
Yeah.
She's like, what the fuck did you just make me watch?
Yeah.
You said it was good. I was like,
wait another hour and a half.
because I like pitched it to her. I was like, oh yeah, Brandon Cronenberg. We reviewed it as David Cronenberg's son. Blah blah blah. She's like, okay, I'll watch it. And she fucking.
Well, that's fucking disappointing.
And then during the psychedelic orgy,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot more full frontal nudity.
Okay.
You see like kaleidoscope shots of like straight up vaginas getting fingered. A lot more cock.
Yeah.
You see one shot where like there's a straight up vagina, spread legs open, and a penis comes out of the vagina. In like a real
missing the best
stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's also a scene where presumably Mia Goth's Alex Skarsgård is sucking on Mia Goth's nipples during the orgy, and her nipple excretes like a weird.
That's in
there.
That's
okay,
in
good.
the
Okay,
cut.
that's in there.
That's
Okay.
in this one.
Okay.
So then it's just the penis and vagina
It's
stuff.
funny where
that's
they draw
different.
the line.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pee caca.
because it's like part of the trip sequence, though. It's not the worst that it could be.
No,
like
it's not like a straight. Like I think.
If it was a story moment or like a pivotal story point.
Yeah.
No, there was a lot of style.
Yeah.
Along
like
with
it's,
it.
and it's not even. I think like. Have you seen Lars von Trier's Antichrist?
I don't think so. No.
Where like Willem Dafoe is like banging his wife in the shower in like the very first scene of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and like you see Willem Dafoe's. It's a body double, but like you see like just like a full erect penis going into a vagina.
Mm-hmm.
That's way more explicit. It's
Okay.
a shorter like
That's full sex.
That's full. Literally, yeah. That Antichrist has a full penetration
Full
sex.
penetration, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's fucking awesome.
the shots in this, like even Mia Goth jerking off Alex Skarsgård,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like shot like a porno. Like it's like at a skewed angle. You just kind of see her hand and like the head of his penis.
Okay. I mean,
And then, but you do see
could be
you do see
prosthetic.
it coming. It is prosthetic.
It's prosthetic.
It is,
yeah.
It is.
Imagine if it was actually jerking him off. That'd be funny.
Fuck.
Really good.
Take 17 now.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Shia
review
LaBeouf's
this.
backstage. He's like, yo, I'm gonna get you. They're still together, right? Mia Goth and Shia
Oh, are they?
Well,
I didn't
think
realize.
Skarsgård. Oh, that's funny. Because I was gonna say that is a funny cut scene in the version I saw where it's just it goes back and forth between like elbow
and face,
and then just
Yeah.
close up like that.
Well, very, very Cronenberg directing style there.
Yeah. In the uncut, you get full cock.
Funny. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
No
full
balls.
very,
penis.
very sad
Yeah.
that I didn't see the fucking correct version.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
we'll
The erect
toss it
version.
on. We can toss it on after. We'll show you the differences.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the main when the movie was first releasing. That was like the main, not controversy, but the main discussion points were about the uncut versus cut.
Okay.
But I mean, Brandon has in interviews he said like it. To him, it doesn't matter what version you see.
Well,
Like,
because
it's
even
not
then,
that big
even
of
with
a-
the cock and ball stuff, like the sexual stuff in the movie, I don't think it adds too much to the.
Nah,
It's not important at all.
No.
You know, it's just there to be there.
Yeah, I don't think my rating would have changed
No,
depending which version.
right.
but it would be pretty funny.
It would have been way funnier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome. They're good scenes. I mean, I love them.
Dude.
I love them.
Well, the jerk off one when they're campaigning was just such a curveball. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I
Because
couldn't
it comes
believe
out because until that point, the whole movie's just like
Pretty cut and dry.
pretty normal. It's just a normal flick about people on vacation. They meet another couple,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you're watching a porno.
It's not even like a horror movie at that point. It's just like
yeah.
they're going camping and he's like fucking with some sausages on the grill, and while they're like away or sleeping or whatever, Mia Goth comes and jerks off,
Mm-hmm.
fucks his face.
But that too, I was thinking like, okay, they're super rich, kind of blood hungry, murderers, psychos,
Yeah.
but they're also swingers too. So you're going, ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Interesting.
I mean, like I think it just comes as just the package deal.
Guess so, yeah.
When you're.
It comes hard.
I was just
don't know,
gonna
I
say
can see.
if the shoe fits, Like
Yeah.
if you're that type of person where you're rich enough to pay for a clone to commit any crime you want, then you're gonna commit adultery as well.
So another thing I felt like about this movie, I feel like it was the Cronenberg take on like a Westworld.
Oh, interesting. I heard a lot of people comparing it to White Lotus, the HBO series.
I have not watched White Lotus.
I mean, maybe up until the jerk off scene, or
Yeah.
with the jerk off scene, but after.
Yeah.
I
Have
don't
you
know.
seen White Lotus?
In the background, yeah. I've
Okay.
seen him a lot.
I haven't seen it.
It's just about rich people at resorts.
No, but like have you watched Westworld?
Yes. Yeah, I know what you mean too. Yeah.
Like it's a full blown
Playground. Yeah.
playground.
Yeah.
Purge your id out. with no consequences as long as you have the money kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean,
that's kind of what this movie. That's kind of the plot of this movie kind of turns into at one point.
Yeah, and I think that's the main theme too, right? Is that what happens to human nature when there's no
restrictions,
repercussions? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No penalties. I have a fun little trivia thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we did Crimes of the Future. We did Daddy Cronenberg's latest feature too,
which sucked.
Which
That
sucked.
was really disappointing. Such a great name though.
Yeah.
The horrible name.
Oh, you didn't like the name? I thought
What
the
the
name
fuck?
was sick.
Crimes
of the Future, dude. What
To
could
me, it
be?
made me. I was like, oh, what is this gonna be? Minority Report.
I thought it was
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was gonna be Minority Report.
Yeah. So Infinity Pool made more money than Crimes of the Future.
Yeah, no shit. Crimes of the Future fucking sucked.
But it still failed at the box office.
Yeah, but Infinity Pool also kind of sucked.
I liked it. I feel like you guys are being a little too harsh.
I mean, my problem is not the movie. My problem is Brandon Cronenberg's directing style.
It was weird in this one.
Same with David Cronenberg. Like his latest, like Crimes of the Future, Antiviral, Possessor. They all are directed kind of the same way. They're shot kind of the same. They're cut kind of the same way. Where it's like kind of fast paced with different sets, but it just feels very like it just doesn't feel consistent. Like it's consistent when you're watching it, but it doesn't. Like it just doesn't feel right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a way that they direct and that they cut their movies that just doesn't sit right with me, and I can't really pinpoint why. Like I feel like it's fast. I feel like they do like a 2-minute scene in one spot with a very static camera, and it just doesn't. I don't like it. I just don't like the filming. I feel like Possessor was the best one at it.
Yeah.
Like they didn't do it that bad, but like Crimes of the Future was really bad.
Yeah, well, Crimes of the Future just wasn't a good movie.
Yeah.
No, but like it was very egregious with that editing style.
Yeah.
Same with Antiviral. I felt like 1 second he's here, 1 second he's somewhere else, 1 second he's in an alleyway, 1 second he's inside, and I just don't feel like it was paced very well, editing wise. Like
Okay, yeah.
you're the technical guy.
I fully agree with you with Crimes of the Future and Antiviral. Possessor, I find it.
It was better. Yeah, it was better.
This one too, there are weird cuts back and forth, but I don't know if that's because I'm watching the fucking edited version. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's also like the
cuts.
colors.
Well, it's really just those scenes. That
Okay, but everything else is normal. I mean, yeah, then that's a bit weird. And I think the same thing you were kind of feeling, I was kind of feeling, but more with the framing of certain shots.
Yeah, there's something about the visuals of these movies that like puts me off. I don't know if it's the editing. I think it's the editing. I don't know if it's the framing. It could be the colors too, because I feel like the colors.
Yeah,
I like this one though.
I like the colors too.
Yeah.
Really, I didn't like the colors at all in this movie.
Oh no.
Because I feel like in some points, like the orgy scene, the colors are amazing.
Yeah.
But there's some scenes like in the beginning, especially when they go to that excursion outside of the hotel.
Yeah.
Colors sucked. It was
Really?
just very
Fine.
monotone.
Yeah, but I think that was
desaturated.
the world.
Very
contrast.
desaturated.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
No, but like it wasn't contrasted against what's in the hotel. I feel like the hotel was also dry.
I think it's supposed to be.
All of it.
Yeah.
The whole movie, I didn't like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's more when like the violence or the sex is coming when it's
Like
really,
it feels very like low budget film in that way. I feel.
I mean, I'm sure it was.
No, but I mean like student film, but
Right. And I know
Really?
with that kind of coloring. Yeah, I didn't like it.
Okay.
I'm surprised you think the movie was. I'm surprised you say the movie felt fast.
All his movies feel fast.
Because there's a lot of, especially in Infinity Pool, I found more than in Antiviral. Possessor, a little bit more, but Infinity Pool I find the most. You get these super slow camera movements.
There are a lot of long takes.
Yeah, like in Hereditary, almost. Where you have
Really?
like a super slow zoom or a super slow pan.
No, but it's not that. I mean, like the cuts. I find them
When they start.
like I just find the
Right.
pacing of the story and what it's relating to on the screen fast. And I always feel like it's not paced very well. Like I feel like it's just very, like from the start, it's paced the same way the whole movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
The exact same way. No matter whether it's the climax, the beginning, the most boring part, it's always paced and edited the exact same way the whole movie.
That I do see.
And it puts me off. Like I don't like it very much. I just don't feel like I just don't like it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And the framing, it feels very suffocating. The framing too.
I do agree. It does feel like in terms of plot and story, there's an obvious climax, but I agree in terms of editing.
Yeah.
There's no There's no ramp up or anything like that in the editing.
Well, it's not even that there's no ramp up. It's just not.
You don't feel it.
You don't feel it,
Mm.
and the framing feels very claustrophobic. I find, and
I
the
know.
coloring doesn't help out with that either. You know.
Yeah.
Like, normally claustrophobic like that, I wouldn't mind too much if the entire movie was like that.
Yeah.
So if you're watching a short or something,
Right.
and it's only in super close-ups or detail shots,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool, maybe a different thing. But the other framing I found that was really off-putting to me was the negative space on the wrong side of the frame. So like if someone's looking this way, the frame end is here and there's more headroom.
Yeah, and it's like not on a third or something.
Yeah.
You know, and
Mm.
stuff like that.
That's kind of a not newer style, but like kind of a cooler way to shoot it now. How
Sure.
people kind of shoot it
Yeah.
opposite to the way it's supposed to be. But this, I found them, the way they were cut together, the two like different frames they were cutting between, I found them off-putting in action with each other. You know,
Yeah.
like one alone, you go, oh, that's fun, interesting.
Like I feel like he
But
doesn't use the
back and
camera to
forth.
tell a story.
No, it's like almost
Mm.
cheap when he's going, okay, I'm just going to go super close. We're just going to look at his eye and his mouth as we talks for a second.
Yeah.
Instead of planning something,
Yeah.
okay, the mise en scène here, we're
Yeah.
going to fucking come around and go do this.
Hmm.
It kind of
Yeah.
it was a bit cheaper. Possessor, I find fantastic, though.
Right.
This
It
one,
still had that aspect to it with the
Yeah.
editing for me, but Possessor was a lot more tolerable,
Yeah.
and I liked the movie a lot more.
it was a properly thought
It was
scene
thought out
constructed.
more,
Yeah.
Yeah, I find, like, all the wides in this I find beautiful. All the close-ups I didn't notice, really. To me, my problem was, like, a lot of the mids
Mm-hmm.
were just
It's mostly mids.
boring. And there's a lot of them,
There's
yeah.
a lot.
Like,
Yeah.
the cloning scene,
Mm-hmm.
when it's just, like, him in that tile room, and he's got the bathing cap and the
Mouth guard.
mouth opener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a mid of him with tile in the back.
Yeah, and then it cuts to the side profile of the exact same frame.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, okay,
Very, yeah.
I mean, you know, this is supposed to be like the big sci-fi moment, the big
Mhm.
cloning sci-fi moment, and
Yeah.
it's just like, it's all mid shots of just
Yeah.
either
And
black
what-
tar or tile. Like,
Mhm.
I don't, because it's been a while. Like, how many months has it been since we watched it? Like 2-3 months.
no, it hasn't been that long.
It's been a while.
Has it?
It's been a while.
I don't know. I don't know when it came out. We watched it pretty much when it came out on Crave.
Yeah, but another thing that kind of pissed me off that when they made the clone, did we watch them manufacture the clones?
Yeah, you see it.
Well,
How did it- how-
But it's
freak
like a
out scene.
psychedelic. Yeah, he goes in the. he
Oh
goes
yes,
in the
yes, yes,
tile
the
room.
psychedelic part. Yeah.
Yeah.
What fucking irked me was that they could have done the possessor thing with the wax.
Yeah, I think he was just ripping that off in this whole movie. I think he's going, fuck, it was so sick in Possessor, I'm going to redo it.
No, but they didn't.
Flash.
They didn't do the whole wax melting kind
No,
of.
but they did like blocks
clone thing.
building.
Yeah.
Same thing, kind of.
I
But
thought it
like,
was cool.
they were sick.
I mean, I think what it is.
Like I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel like the clone part, the manufacturing of the clone part,
Yeah.
for Cronenberg's, I feel like this is the part where they're gonna show off their practical effects,
Yeah.
where they do some fucking wild shit like they do in all their other movies.
Yeah.
But I felt very underwhelmed with the clone sequence in this movie.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say the feeling I get from all three movies so far is that I know he works with the same crew every time. If you look at the credits, it's pretty much the same crew for in terms of cinematography, special effects,
Oh, I'm
DP,
sure, yeah.
all that stuff. It's just
Yeah.
him and his buddies. I don't think they're trying that hard.
This one felt like they weren't.
If to me it feels like they're just like trying new things and having fun and releasing whatever they make, and they're not caring too much about it. They're not
Yeah.
trying too hard to do anything crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, you know,
Well, I thought Possessor was just such a high. I think they're going, okay, let's do the same thing.
yeah.
Like you see two freak
Yeah.
out psychedelic things.
Yeah.
I was going, okay, I wonder when the third one's going to happen. Probably 10 minutes before. the
Yeah,
end.
Yeah. I mean, he started writing this before he wrote Possessor.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Is what he
I mean,
says. He had the idea for it and he started writing it before, and then he was in a writer's block, and then that's kind of where you get that part of the story.
Yeah.
And then he made Possessor because that came to him more naturally, I guess, or it was easier to write, or maybe someone helped him write it. I don't know.
But it seems, I mean, Possessor is fantastic. It seems
Yeah.
like maybe the involved version.
I think
of this
Possessor is
fucking
my
idea.
favorite Brandon for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Dude. Even of the Cronenberg family, maybe.
It's one of the top.
That is sick, that movie.
Okay, Videodrome is better.
Oh, actually, yeah,
Videodrome's better, but like
Videodrome's
Possessor's
better.
up there. It's up there. It's a top 5 Cronenberg
Yeah.
flick.
I still like Antiviral more.
Really, eh?
You're
Then
smoking crack.
Possessor.
I don't know. I don't like
I still
Antiviral.
like Antiviral.
I don't like Antiviral. I didn't like that movie. That was the worst one when it came to the editing part that I don't like. That was the most egregious one for that aspect.
I loved it. I love everything about it.
Okay. Like, that's another thing, too. That's, like, I mean, actually, this didn't happen with Infinity Pool. but it's with it definitely happens in Antiviral. I feel like a thing with Cronenberg. It happened in Possessor too, where Brandon Cronenberg has like this crazy special effects moment.
Yeah.
And puts it on the cover, puts it on like does the marketing with this special, and it's like 2 seconds long in the movie.
Yeah.
And it's the only gory part of the movie. Like Antiviral was like the brick thing in his mouth that was bleeding.
Yes.
And did all the marketing with that. And that's like the only gory part of the fucking movie. Yeah. And it's like a 2 second long thing. It's like 2 minutes long.
What I heard someone, what I read, I don't remember who, sorry, I can't credit them, but there was someone had said, and I read it online, they were like, David Cronenberg makes movies about people's bodies changing against their will.
Yeah.
While they stay the same.
Yeah.
Brandon Cronenberg makes movies about people changing against their will while their bodies stay the same.
Yeah, and that sounds like way more boring.
Well, I was going to say it's more to their will that they're changing their bodies. They're changing their forms.
Yeah, they pay like, what, 40 grand for a clone?
To their will, but in a way that they didn't expect. Right? Okay. In a way that is counter to what they were hoping to achieve or whatever. Okay. So like in that way it's more of like, it's less body horror and more like, I don't want to say soul horror, but like personality or psychological.
Yeah, sure, psychological, but I feel like he tries to make it body horror.
I don't even find them horror. I find them more like thriller kind of movies, like sci-fi thrillers.
Yeah, it's all the same.
But he tries to make it body horror. That's the thing.
I don't know that he's trying. I think
Infinity
it's just
Pool,
the
he wasn't
world
trying.
he grew up in. So
Antiviral, he was trying to make it body horror, but it was it was 2 minutes of body horror.
Not even,
Yeah.
But then, if he was trying to make it body horror, then wouldn't he make more of it?
Well, that's assuming he's a good director.
Budget.
Yeah, I also feel like I still, even in this movie, in all 3 of his movies, I feel most of all his struggle to make something independent of his father's legacy.
That, and I feel like we said that when we watched it. Another thing I feel like too about him is that like he has a hard time making fucking decisions.
Yeah.
Like he makes a lot of decisions about his movies, but they're not very cohesive. Like I forgot what it was that we said at the end when we watched Infinity Pool, but I said something along those lines and we pinpointed what it was in this movie and I forgot what it was.
So it's just like there's a lot of half-baked ideas.
Yeah, a lot of half-baked ideas. Yeah. And he just stuffs them all in this movie, and instead of having a focused movie, it's a lot of like an interesting start of an idea here, and then it doesn't continue it. Yeah. And it doesn't play off anything else,
And I feel like that's an easy rabbit hole to slip down when it takes you many years to write something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Because you write something, then you have an idea, so you come back to it, and then you have more ideas. So
you add.
And instead of having a very focused thematic film, you end up with
like this tree of a film.
Yeah. I was trying to think like what's the point of the movie, and I guess that's the confusion I was coming to. I was like, like no consequence. What would you get away with? Or is it like he's getting rid of his ego and he stays there in this? And you go, well, it's everything and it's nothing. It's all at once and it's all muddy and it doesn't matter really.
Yeah, I have a few thematic notes if we want to dive into that now.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, just before anything, I want to say the credits were fucking sick.
I agree. Yes.
The credits.
Yeah.
Very Kubrick-esque.
Yeah. Fucking sick.
I like the credits as well.
Yeah. Please continue. Those were cool though.
And they're 10 minutes long, the end credits. Yeah. For such a seemingly small budget, small production film, a 10-minute credit run is pretty long, I felt.
Just cycling the same names to get the different colors. Skarsgård again, dude.
So this is something Dante and I were trying to figure out when we first watched it. Mm-hmm. Did you spot the anti-Semitic shot?
Yeah.
So I think we paused it when we saw it and we were like, hold the fucking phone. What the hell
we
is
were
this?
pissing our pants.
Yeah. Like I couldn't believe, like to me, upon watching the second time, I think we were right in saying that it falls into the theme of commodifying culture for the sake of tourism and stuff like that.
Yes.
I think that's one of the motifs of the film.
Yeah.
But this is what we mean. We're like, it's a motif of the film, but it's a motif that has nothing to do with
and also it's like it's only like a little part. Like it's like the motif is only expressed in like 1 minute of it.
Yeah. Well, because you have the masks.
Yeah.
What's the country? Where are they? La Tolka or something like that.
Yeah.
So they have the masks.
Payday 2.
The Eki masks.
Yeah.
right? So that's commodifying the culture of the place they're in. They have the Chinese restaurant at the resort.
And it's
reason.
a commentary on tourism in general.
Right. Yeah. It's a white guy serving, isn't it?
Yeah, and they have the Bollywood dancers,
like the belly dancers,
and then they have the Hasidic Jews with the absurdly large hats and the absurdly long prosthetic noses.
So for the viewers,
what I noticed watching it a second time, is that in each of those scenes, it's always the same dude, the resort manager or the resort MC or whatever. He's always the guy leading that cultural troupe. Yeah, I didn't notice it the first time, but the guy who's like giving the speech about the Aki masks, is also the host. I think at the Chinese restaurant. Yeah, he's the lead dancer in the Bollywood scene, and he's there adjusting everyone's costumes when they're all dressed as Jews.
So for the viewers at home that haven't seen this, the scene is basically they're walking out of the hotel, and for a split second they pass by 3 men dressed like Hasidic Jews with absurdly large Jewish. Yeah, like like the big fur.
We're talking like
like worse than that. Like it was big like this. Okay,
like 3 feet diameter.
3 feet diameter. Cubes. With noses, and they have their noses stretched out like Pinocchio style, like 3 feet long. Like me and Lee saw that. We paused it, started pissing our pants. It was so funny. Yeah, it was such a. We weren't expecting it. It was just so random. Yeah, and they're just in the frame for like 2 seconds while they walk by, and I thought it was so fucking funny.
Because, like, I don't know, have you guys been to, like, resorts and stuff around? And, like...
No, I've never traveled.
It's true. They do have a point. There are, like, weird... Like, there's a Chinese restaurant. Like, you go down to Cuba, there's a Chinese restaurant. You go there for no reason. And, like, you go and, like, there's all these, like... A lot of resorts... Shows. Yeah. A lot of resorts have, like, they put on shows.
Well, like, fire dancing.
Exactly, yeah.
Or they have...
In Thailand, they have, like, ones with Muay Thai fights and stuff like that. But they're, like, fake Muay Thai fights.
I mean, even when I went to a resort in Cuba when I was in elementary school. I must have been like 8 years old or something.
And the Hasids were there?
Maybe 10. I don't know.
The Hasids.
There was an employee of the hotel who was in charge of putting on games and events and activities.
They're like, okay, which culture am I going to appropriate?
Literally, yes. Okay, like we actually did borderline the Bollywood dance scene from this movie. Like they dressed us up like Aladdin. Aladdin. And who's the girl? Who's the princess in that movie?
Oh, fuck, what's
Jasmine?
Right? Jasmine, yes, Jasmine. Yeah.
So we were all dressed up as either Aladdin or Jasmine, and we like pranced around the hotel showing off our little costumes and stuff. Like,
really?
Yeah, so like, I get it, but like, I've never been anywhere where they've commodified
that
Hasidic Jews. Like, that threw me off guard so hard.
Yeah, it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was wild.
That Bollywood cut too is the best cut in the movie.
It's fucking funny.
It's
funny.
Awesome.
It is fucking funny.
It's like a climactic midpoint, maybe an hour through the movie.
Yeah,
and I think Mia Goth is shooting a gun or firing a gun at people, killing them, and there's all kinds of loud yelling, and then it cuts to a hard cut just straight to fucking Bollywood dancing. It rules.
So I got I think 4 possible themes that I caught on to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's like 48 in the fucking movie.
Yeah, so maybe these are the 4 strongest ones, or at least these are the 4 that I. So obviously the one we discussed already, right? What do humans do when there are no repercussions? What is human nature?
Yeah.
There's obviously that question, right? And then there's also added to that the fact that even in real life, not just in the movie, if you have enough money, you can pretty much get away with anything.
Yeah.
Right? The amount of celebrities who have fucking literally killed people, whether by accident or on purpose, and not gone to jail just because they pay people off. Otherwise, there's nature versus nurture, which kind of plays into that as well, right? Who are we? Is it human nature to be bad, or is it the way society has brought us up that we have all this repressed energy?
The ego.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then does power destroy humanity? But then there's right, because Mia Goth's character Gabby is constantly influencing James.
Yeah.
Right. So the question was that energy in James all along, or is it,
or is he pushed,
or is it Gabby? Is it does power absolutely corrupt, or is it just because psychopaths seek power that when other people go into power, they have the influence of psychopaths around them?
Okay, yeah.
Well, right? I think that's correct. I think that's the thing.
Right.
That's true for real world.
Yeah. But then which one is it? Is it does power corrupt, or is it psychopaths who corrupt people, but they just so happen to be in power.
I think psychopaths are the only people that actually seek power.
I think so too.
Yeah.
The movie seems to posit that I think it was in James all along. Or maybe not.
Well,
The
it depends
ending-
on the ending.
yeah,
He stays, right?
But does he stay out of guilt or does he stay out of desire?
That we don't know.
Right? That's a big question. I think I can.
That we don't.
Yeah.
know.
I was thinking more it's because like he lost his sense of self.
Right.
So like his character, his person outside the hotel doesn't exist anymore from what he's gone through in the hotel. Like
So it's not guilt or desire. It's more like he's grieving
his self,
the loss of self.
I guess, or it just doesn't exist
Well,
anymore.
'cause-
like he's
yeah.
lost his self.
Well, I think the
in these
loss of self
experiences.
is very strong in this movie because the question I always had during the movie while watching is like, okay, are they actually killing the clones or are they killing the like because what they so the plot like we explained the plot before but I'll reiterate it now is like so what happens is that they go commit a crime, they get caught, then they can pay a fee and the government will create a clone of them to be killed off, to be executed by the firstborn of whoever they killed, right? But the thing is, in the movie, it's kind of left. Like, was it left? I don't remember, but it's like we for a bit you don't know if like they actually killed the clone or they killed the real one
Well, one of
and
the
kept the clone
characters-
alive.
One of the characters, who's part of this group of people who take advantage of that policy, asks James straight up because he's writing his
He asked, yes,
dissertation
that's
on
true, I
the
forgot.
process. Yeah.
Yes.
And he asks him, "Do you think they killed the right clone? Do you think they killed the right you?"
Yeah.
And I mean, it's mentioned, and then later on, when they all get caught for shooting up that mansion,
Yeah.
right before the Bollywood cut, they all get caught, and the movie makes us believe like they're killing the group before cloning them, like they're sick of them, they're just gonna kill them off.
Yeah.
And then you find out they just killed clones again, and the regular group is there.
Yeah, and
cheering.
it like cuts
So
to
they-
them sitting at the stands like cheering,
Yeah.
watching it.
So there is a character who asks that question explicitly, and then the movie does play with that.
It's
a bit.
true because I remember asking you if that was the case
Yeah.
while we're watching it, and like a minute after I
Yeah.
asked you that question, the guy said it in the fucking movie.
Yeah. I don't think it matters.
No, not for their experience either.
Well,
but I
well
think
it does matter because the question is like, does James think that? Does he know?
But
Because he doesn't know.
but it
So that's where I feel like the loss of self comes from. Now he's like
yeah,
having this
probably that.
Yeah.
internal existential identity crisis. He doesn't know if he's even the real him.
Yeah,
You know?
but I mean, what I'm saying is that if a clone is an exact copy of you, then it doesn't matter anymore.
I mean, philosophically speaking, but just that idea in
Right,
itself
sure.
would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think even if he has full confidence that he knows, okay, I'm not the clone or I am the clone, I think just what he went through and what he did
Yes.
still
Yeah.
destroys
Yeah, of
his
course,
self.
of course.
Well, so the question that I kept asking myself throughout the film is that if I end up with an exact clone of myself and I kill that clone, is it murder or suicide? That's what I was trying to figure out. Because I think his reaction is as if it's as if he killed himself.
Well,
He doesn't feel like because he did commit murder. He fucking hit someone with a car and he killed him, and he didn't have that reaction.
Yeah.
But it's only after he kills himself that he has that reaction.
Yeah.
So I think it's more related to
Suicide.
this question of what would happen if you were able to live, if you were able to kill yourself and then live.
I think murder.
You know?
I think it being murder would imply that it was another being.
Right, but it's a clone, another
But
being.
I mean, it depends. It
Yeah.
depends on the
Yeah.
technicalities of its cloneness. You know, if it was manufactured on the spot, then I don't think it counts as murder. It's suicide. Like it's like a fake.
Yeah, I mean, if it's exact.
It's a construct.
Yeah, I mean, that's the
But
thing.
if they were breeding the clone for like 30 years until
Right.
he got there,
That's murder.
then that's murder.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
If they incubate from a single cell or from two cells, and then
Yeah. If it had its
Yeah.
own life and identity,
but it's your DNA.
but it's your DNA, I think that's
That's murder.
It's murder.
I think so. I agree.
Yeah, and the thing is
Yeah.
too is like with the philosophy identity part, whether it is if you're a clone of yourself, does it matter kind of thing that we just said.
Yeah.
I wrote a paper in uni about it
Oh yeah.
because so in Star Trek,
Okay.
you know when they say "beam me down."
Oh yes. Yeah, you told me that. Yes. Go
Yeah.
on.
So when they in the lore of Star Trek, when they beam someone down from the spaceship onto a planet, they don't actually transport them. What happens is that they destroy their body, like, on the ship. It gets completely destroyed, and their body gets recreated with the cells and the atoms on the planet.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So the question is that in the essay, the question was, he was destroyed on the ship and recreated on the planet. Is it the same Captain Kirk?
Well, that's Theseus's ship, right?
Okay.
Well, Theseus's ship is more about replacing one at a time.
But then it's the same question, just with a much shorter time scale. Like, if I replace every part of a ship over the course of 2 years, it's the same ship.
Yes.
If I replace every component of a ship within an hour, is it the same ship?
Well,
If I
I
replace
think
every
I think
component
the
of a ship within
hour.
a second,
I think the
is it the
hour.
same
I think
ship?
I think the amount of time doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's more about
Okay.
whether it's instantaneous or not.
Well, then, so then that is the amount of time.
Because my take on Theseus's ship is that when you take out one piece and put a new piece, that new piece, by being adjacent to all the old pieces that it's surrounded by, is assimilated into an old piece.
Yeah.
So if you think about it like that,
Yes.
then it's kind of a different thing, you know.
But then, so then in my
because it's not in because when I did the research, it wasn't really a Theseus's ship idea thing.
okay, because what I'm thinking, I'm thinking this is me thinking with my math brain, is that if you take the limit as time approaches 0,
Yes.
then you approach instantaneity. Is that a word? Instantaneous. You approach the instantaneous event.
Yeah.
So where, when, how many seconds exactly? Like what?
Well, I think all that matters, no matter how fast it goes, is whether you do one part before another. Even if it's split second.
Yeah.
But if they're instant both at the same time, as separate actions,
Right. Okay.
then it's instantaneous.
But then that just begs the question of what. You know, what if it's 0.00000000000000001?
Then it's not instantaneous. Then it's not instantaneous. If it's like a Planck time, it's not instantaneous.
But then, all right, all right.
Because there's 0.
Yeah.
Then there's the uncountable infinities between 0 and 1.
Yeah.
But there is a 0.
Right.
So I think that 0 is a valid number.
Okay. So then, suicide. James killing his clone is suicide.
But the question is it even suicide?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not murder. Like, because it's like, I'm saying it's neither. Because suicide would imply he kills himself, but that is not himself. It's a representation of himself.
Sure.
He doesn't even kill himself, really.
Yeah.
What he does is he kills a clone of himself.
Yeah,
it's
but
like a semantics almost.
Yeah, but it's the same self.
Yeah.
Because it's identical, exactly the same.
And the question isn't just morally or physically, but psychologically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's where the movie dwells.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that first scene? He's like, "Oh fuck, they're killing me," and then the second scene is going, "Yeah, fucking kill me."
Yes. Yeah.
You know, because I feel you got so used to it. It's like when you go to do like heights for the first time, you're scared. Then when you get used to it, you're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, well, I think also that, I mean, I think that's also the influence of the group and the influence of Mia Goth and Gabby's character, and so when he witnesses the murder, the execution of his clone the second time, he's into it because everyone around him is into it, right? The first time around, he was with his wife M, who was completely distraught the entire time. So I think
the only literally his wife M is like the most reasonable character in the whole movie.
Oh, I hated her.
Boring.
Yeah, but she made the most sense.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. She was kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you see what they're fucking doing? She's like, let's get out of here. Fuck this.
I know, but like when she was like, how fucking dare you? And he was like, what?
In bed?
And she's like, how fucking dare you just sit there and do nothing? Like, dude, that's the fucking law. Did you want me to break another law and then they kill me?
Yeah.
Like, to me, her reaction to the whole thing of blaming him for not saving his clone, I was like, dude, how fucking delusioned are you? You think he's gonna stand up to the entire police force?
Yeah, it's pretty...
In the police building?
Yeah, while they're murdering a clone of himself.
Like, what the fuck do you think what's he supposed to do? Fight an entire police force that is armed?
Yeah, but he could... Hey!
While a 5-year-old kid stabbing himself in the chest.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Her reaction to the whole thing was like, I think her reaction...
It was funny when he kept coming back to the hotel room with urns.
Yes, that's such a good gag, dude.
He kept coming. Yeah. There's like 10 urns, and she's like, "Oh, what's this?" Okay.
I think when he walks in with the urn and she's crying, he looks at her, "What's wrong?" Dude, it's so fucking funny. Like,
because the police force, when they kill the clone, they give the original person the urn.
Yeah, as a souvenir.
Little souvenir, yeah.
When he walks in with that second urn and she's that got me so hard, dude. Just, what's wrong? Dude, what the fuck do you think?
And there's like 10 urns.
After he's been missing for 24 hours presumably on a rampage with these people.
Yeah. This movie falls another case of like, this is not a Cronenberg thing. It's just like a thing I hate in fucking movies. Is really shit communication between characters.
Oh, dude. Midsummer.
Yeah.
Florence Pugh's character and her boyfriend. Mm-hmm. Fuck, they piss me off.
Oh yeah, it's so annoying.
Like the whole discourse online of like he's an abuser, she's no better. I mean, I think they're both abusers, but like just the pure lack of communication between the two.
It's so dumb. Like I hate
pissed
it.
Me off so
like
much.
they're like I remember M in the movies like asking, "Where are you? Where'd you go?" And he's like downstairs in the lobby walking around.
Yeah.
Can't be bothered to text her back.
Yeah.
After he's like murdered a bunch of people, and I'm like, dude, just fucking tell her you're in the lobby. Like, lie, do something.
Even like when he decides to stay at the hotel, he's like, he hides his passport and pretends he lost it.
Yeah.
Dude, literally just tell her, I'm fucking scarred from this. I can't go home yet. I feel like I need to stay and figure this out. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like she would have had a better reaction if he did that than just showing up with a second urn. Like, oh, what's going on?
She's fucking crying her eyes out. Yeah. Yeah. Well, how do we come to this again? How do we go to this plot?
Weird. I was throwing my my theories for possible themes.
Oh yes. Did you have another one?
We pretty much touched on all of them. In discussing, they kind of all bleed into each other, right? And that's what kind of goes into the film feeling like it doesn't really know what it wants to say.
Yeah.
But I think my conclusion, and this is me trying to save the movie, is that the movie isn't trying to say anything. It's trying to ask questions.
Yeah, but I mean, that's always annoying for viewers.
Yes.
When there's not something solid.
Well, but he doesn't ask very interesting questions, I find. And he doesn't really ask them very well.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're interesting enough. We just spent fucking 20 minutes talking about them.
No, he doesn't ask them very well.
Alright, fair enough.
And I'm not really interested in, like, exploitative tourism all that much, you know?
Yeah. But see, that's the thing, like, that motif...
Like, the identity part, like, bro, I studied philosophy in school. Of course I'm going to like the identity part.
But, like, that motif...
But even he doesn't do it very right. You know, he doesn't do it very fucking well, you know?
That exploitative tourism B-plot motif, I feel like the movie would have been better without it.
Or if it was the whole thing.
Or if it was just that,
yeah.
But then there's like, I don't know, there's movies like Triangle of Sadness and there's the show White Lotus. Like that theme is very hot right now. I feel like if Infinity Pool would have focused too much on that, it would have been repetitive. It would have been...
I'm all about MILF Manor. Okay?
Yeah. That's a reality show.
MILF Manor?
I don't know about it.
Okay, well, sidetrack. It's about, it's a reality TV show about a bunch of MILFs, like dating show, where they go on like an island in Mexico.
Like, fucking, what's the Sex Island or...
Yeah.
Blind,
but it's a bunch of like moms.
Okay.
And the men they're supposed to date are their sons.
Oh, like each other's
kids, yeah.
That's fucking funny.
And it's amazing.
That sounds like it's fucking funny.
Bro,
do they know? Or do they
they did a review. They're like, that's my son.
Oh, dude, that's funny.
and what happened is I watched it. I watched it, and I went to my boy Mark's house for the. Remember when the blackout happened in all Montreal?
Yeah.
I went to this place in Mooch Up His Power, and I'm like, dude, you want to watch MILF Manor with me? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, I've already watched all of it. I've gone and watched one episode. I left. He watched all of it the next day.
That's so funny. So you just gotta like, as a mother, you just have to watch your son bang a bunch of women who are your age. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fucking hilarious.
What does that have to do with the people?
Nothing. I was saying it's better than White Lotus.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I feel like the whole rich people suck, and the state of tourism is detrimental to the preservation of unique cultures.
It is a really funny summary of the movie, though. It's like Infinity Pool, a comment on tourism or something like.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably that's probably the biggest thing it's about is the identity crisis and the tourism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. And I just think those two things are so different.
Yeah.
That I feel like they just take away from.
I feel like what if you wanted to tie that, I just thought of it now. If you wanted to tie those two themes, a great way to do it was that maybe the main character is from that country, left, married a rich girl, and they do the rich tourism thing there. So it's not only an identity crisis for the body thing.
Yeah.
It's a cultural identity crisis when he goes back.
Yeah, he loses himself and he loses his culture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That would have been a great way. But, you know,
Thing,
Brandon Cronenberg doesn't want to call Monolith Film Podcast for us to give him a fucking console.
But at the same time, I mean, he's a fucking white Canadian. And as a white Canadian, I would never be able to tell that story. I don't know. I can't relate to that perspective.
I don't know the tourism angle.
But that's why you get someone that can. And you have to
I guess,
you credit
but,
them, that producer, you know?
Yeah,
it's like with The Wire, fucking...
He could have just called fucking Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like, it's like, I was going to say, like with The Wire, you know, the guy that made The Wire is a journalist from Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
He made the show with a cop from Baltimore.
Yeah.
So when they did the season on, let's say the political season, where they did the, like, local politics, they didn't write the politics. They didn't write the local politics stuff. They got writers who wrote local politics to help them write the fucking show.
Yeah. Hire the right people.
When they did the schools part, they hired people that work in a school.
Yeah. So the only other theme I didn't mention is something that I saw online that I didn't catch on to, that I don't think is there too heavily, and it's the nepotism.
The nepotism.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right. So
where's the nepotism in this movie?
That's what I said too, because I was like,
M's father kind of getting him the money.
Yeah,
but it's not really. That's not like James isn't a nepo baby, but like the review the thing I read was like nepo baby makes a movie about a nepo baby, and I was like, well, James isn't a nepotism baby. He's just
M is a nepo baby if anyone is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and like
maybe Mia Goth's.
I think the only.
But he got his book financed by or published by his fucking dad.
But I think the only similarity, the only way you can possibly argue that James is a semi-autobiographical character for Brandon Cronenberg is the fact that they both went through a 6-year writer's block
and they're white.
But like to me that's not enough. To me that doesn't really hold.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how much David Cronenberg's bailed out Brandon Cronenberg from stuff.
He's not credited as producing any of his movies, is he?
No, I mean like in life.
In life, in general.
How many times he's bailed out his son?
Probably just by name, it helps a lot.
Yeah.
You're in the city of Toronto. Cronenberg.
Yeah.
Get away with fucking anything. Imagine.
Maybe. I mean, Cronenberg. David has two other daughters.
Oh yeah.
They both. His eldest daughter was credited as assistant director on all of his latest films.
Okay.
The other daughter, I think, does
You Crimes of Fruit
makeup and special effects. Yeah.
Oh yeah, wow.
But neither of them have ever done anything as ambitious as B-Dog.
B-Boy, dude.
Because B-Dog's the son.
Yeah, the
Gives him the
prodigal
big
son.
job.
Yeah.
Gives him the big job. It's like when you're a football dad and you raise 2 football kids. You know?
Yeah. I mean,
we have 2 daughters on the side, so they're the cheerleader kids. Fuck them, they can't play football. The boy has to play football.
Yeah, I think the only argument to the Nepo thing.
Shout out women's football, by the way.
The only.
Shout out.
The only argument to the Nepo thing that I saw was the attempting to kill your old self in order to be reborn. So in a way, James going through this process and killing his clone is a form of rebirth, and that's re-emphasized through certain dialogue cues of Mia Goth's character saying, like, it'll take blood and sweat to build you back up and stuff like that. And then
feeling your new skin.
Yeah, and then also that last scene where after killing himself, she cradles him and he breastfeeds from her. Like, that's just
That's another awesome scene.
That's to me just like reinforcing that rebirth.
Just that shot, I think, is fucking.
That's one of my favorites.
Hilarious. Yeah.
And then, so through that, it felt like perhaps Brandon Cronenberg, not necessarily trying to shed his old self and be reborn, but to shed the reputation of his father and be reborn as his own person.
So you just got to make a rom-com next movie.
But that's exactly it, right? Like he
stop making fucking horror movies about bodies and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I mean, horror is so sick.
I know it's sick, but dude, you don't want to be seen as your dad. fucking don't make horror movies.
You
Like,
could
I
do
don't
a
know.
slasher or something too,
Yeah.
or like thriller or
Don't
something.
do weird body horror
Yeah. Yeah.
with amazing practical effects.
We'll call him.
Yeah,
We'll call them, yeah.
The
We'll
practical
call
effects are fucking cool in this one too.
Everything's the whole.
No, they're
fucking
fucking cool, yeah.
cool.
I don't know how he did. I don't know if the whole thing's practical.
It's not as cool as Possessor.
I know everything's in camera too.
Oh yeah.
From what I read and from what I heard in interviews, everything's in camera. Like nothing's post. All the psychedelic stuff, all the effects.
No, the psychedelic savoir. You can see
Yeah,
it
it's all in camera.
in camera. The psychedelic stuff.
Yeah.
It's good.
I don't know about like the fucking worm coming out of the titty.
Mm-hmm.
Probably prosthetic, I guess.
I think the one part where I do think it was CG,
The cloning, the cube.
not
clone,
the cloning.
that's what I think might have been.
That or when they first get to the police station, like the outside of the police station.
Oh really? Okay, just like a set
The
CG
oh,
set.
maybe, yeah.
CG set, like yeah, it looked very CG. Like
Okay.
the writing,
Yeah.
the local like
Squiggly font.
Yeah.
squiggly hereditary font kind of thing.
Some weird mix between like fucking Thai and Hebrew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like the whole like overgrown looking prison kind of
Yeah.
like a police station thing. That I felt like was CG. That's for sure CG.
Okay.
And maybe the cube stuff.
Yeah, I know the penises were prosthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I imagine the
titty.
the leaky,
Titty worm.
the leaky nipples were also prosthetic.
Yeah.
Never know.
All
Could
the
be Mia.
oh.
Oh, I'm gonna jerk off to Mia Goth's titty tonight.
Just the
To the worm,
coming
the fucking
To the
inchworm
worm,
crawling
yeah.
out.
I wish I was that worm.
So what? Another thing I wanted to talk about was this motif of what I called dirty sci-fi.
Okay.
Like in science fiction, usually you get like a nice, clean, clinical look,
Yeah,
where it's like
yeah.
You know,
I like
polished,
the dirty
high
sci-fi.
sci. Me too, but like this cloning scene, the guy just enters like a sketchy looking. It looks
Shower.
yeah, like it looks like a fucking like you go to a public pool and there's like the shower at the end of the changing room.
Yeah.
Looks
It
like
looks like that.
Looks like the Sarah cleanup crew. You ever play that game?
Yeah. And it just fills with black tar, and it's like dirty. It's grimy.
I
We're
like-
in a dusty old building.
It's like the in Dune, the Dune movie with
Which one?
the Harkonnen bath,
Which dude?
the Villeneuve Dune.
Yeah.
Remember when the Harkonnen bath, when the guy gets out of the tub of
Yeah.
fucking tar?
Yeah.
Love that shit. I love the dirty sci-fi.
Me too. I also like dirty. I also like.
Would you consider Alien dirty sci-fi?
Really? I feel like it's kind of somewhere in between.
Prometheus?
Prometheus is clean.
You find?
Prometheus has a much more clinical look. It's
Yeah, but
much
not
more
all.
refined.
Sometimes, yeah, not all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Alien's kind of somewhere in between because like the spaceship is dirty.
Yeah, the spaceship is a lived space.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you
Like-
go into the medical bay and it's all white. It's all
Yeah.
clinical.
Well,
it's all
fucking medical
started,
baby.
yeah.
It's all sterilized.
Okay, sure, but you're gonna tell me that a cloning process isn't fucking medical? Doesn't need to be
No.
sterile.
It's cloning,
No.
dude.
There's no fucking way.
It's like 3D printing a person.
You just press go, dude.
Yeah, it's just like a couple buttons,
I guess you're printing all his bacteria too, so you can't make it too sterile.
I mean, we don't know if it's actually we don't know if the clone actually functions like a clone.
That's true. Allegedly, they killed the clone right away,
Yeah.
so it could have just been maybe it would have died of natural causes within 24 hours.
But okay, so
Decomposed.
is there a distinction
Anyways.
between dirty sci-fi and cyberpunk?
Um.
Like not
Yeah.
for the young viewers. We're not talking about like the new cool clean cyberpunk. We're talking about like old school Blade Runner cyberpunk.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Okay.
Because
Aesthetic,
cyberpunk
I
is its
guess.
own aesthetic. Because
Yeah.
cyberpunk is like steampunk, cyberpunk. Like there's all these. It's punk.
Okay, but steampunk's
Noir,
cringe.
neo-noir.
I know, but There's
Yeah.
there's a certain.
But Blade Runner has the OG Blade Runner has that grittiness, that dirtiness,
Yeah.
I think it is dirty.
industrial.
I think cyberpunk is dirty sci-fi, but dirty sci-fi is not necessarily cyberpunk.
There you go.
Sure. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because okay, I see what you mean. Because the dirty sci-fi is not industrial.
It's just not clinical. Like it's not like
No. I mean compared to cyberpunk.
like Minority.
Cyberpunk's very industrial.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Cyberpunk has certain style cues that lead you to go, okay, this is
Neon.
that genre.
Neon.
Yeah.
Industrial.
Rebellion, underground, crime.
Gears.
Yeah.
Self identity.
Right.
Sense of self.
Yeah. Like
Ghost in the
well,
Shell.
we were talking about Minority Report before. I
Yeah.
don't think that's dirty sci-fi. That's
No.
very refined, clinical, procedural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like District 9.
That I'd say dirty sci-fi.
Right. It's
For
just
sure.
a bunch of aliens living in shacks. Like, that's pretty dirty.
Yeah, in South Africa.
Yeah.
And it has like that black goo. That black goo's fucking awesome. District 9. Shout out
I fucking love
District 9 is a fucking good movie.
And I am so disappointed in Neil Blomkamp.
I've never heard of that. What is that?
Neil Blomkamp is the director.
Oh yes, I thought that was like a sequel.
No. He did Chappie, which was okay.
Nah, it stunk. Dude.
And he did Elysium, which fucking was garbage.
Yeah.
I thought the
Okay,
first
well,
half hour was good.
And then he started his own studio, Oates Studio, where he did a bunch of sci-fi shorts, and they were all like super CG, like super.
Yeah.
It felt like he was trying to do what Love, Death, and Robots did properly, but he was just doing straight CG.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Oh well, this isn't really working. Maybe I'll turn it into a video game company." And then that didn't work either. And like, I don't know what the fuck he's doing anymore. But like, fucking District 9 was so fucking good.
District 9 is a top tier sci-fi movie of all time.
I think so. I agree.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like Neil Blomkamp
It doesn't get the credit.
has just fucking fallen short with everything else he's done so far.
Yeah. You should call Cronenberg, Brandon Cronenberg.
That'd be a sick collab, dude.
You think, dude?
Probably.
He can
Probably
fucking
get-
show Cronenberg some tricks.
Get fucking Cronenberg to write it so it's nice and trippy, but then get Blomkamp to direct it so it's fucking...
So it doesn't
Racist.
fucking make,
Yes.
so does make me want to puke with how it's fucking edited.
What do you guys think of the music?
Didn't notice it.
Didn't notice it.
Background nonsense.
Yeah, not noticeable.
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
Not noteworthy.
But I
I-
did like some shots in the movie.
I like
music.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think visually it's beautiful. color.
Color shots.
I think
Ignore
there's
color.
standout shots. and
I think
the rest
composition.
isn't good.
There are so many like architectural, symmetrical insert shots
Yeah.
with slow zooms and everything. It is a very, I find, beautiful movie.
I thought the most beautiful part of the movie was the end when it's raining.
Yeah,
It's
that's
cool.
I,
That was my
I,
favorite
I
part.
marked that shot too, like the wide where he's sitting.
All
Yeah.
the umbrellas.
Yeah,
Yeah, with the
beautiful
umbrellas.
shot. Yeah. I
But yeah,
mean,
music. No.
should we jump into favorite shot? Do you guys have anything else to talk about?
Nah,
Not really,
favorite
I mean-
shots.
I think we hit all the points I wanted to talk about this movie.
Pretty much too. Yeah, that's my list is. The only other thing we didn't talk about was the title, Infinity Pool, but I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, they mentioned the Infinity Pool in the movie,
Yeah.
but it's also, an Infinity Pool seems like it goes on forever, so it's the metaphor
It's
for
like-
their...
It's better than Crimes of the Future. Where's the crime?
No, that's a sick title, dude.
What?
Yeah, and I mean,
This is mine.
Oh yeah, okay, that's a good
This is
shot.
my favorite one.
Yes, yeah. A nice symmetrical
And it's gonna go.
fucking Gabby and James talking. So what's your... Well, okay, Dante, what's your favorite shot?
That one's pretty good. I didn't even think of that one. That one's pretty fucking good.
But that's what I mean. There's tons of super nice shots
Yeah.
hidden, sprinkled everywhere.
Yeah, I guess when we were watching it, I was too like
Yes, the first time I watched it, I didn't notice any of it.
I didn't notice any of it.
Second time around, I was like, damn.
I love the orgy sequence.
Of course.
It's probably my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
And I love the shot that we are just talking about under the umbrellas where it's raining
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
The shot I showed was Mia and fucking Skarsgård. I think it's their first meeting after they meet in the lobby. And they're sitting in a fucking little restaurant area with blue lit background with pillars.
After his first clone gets executed.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll put that shot up
Yeah.
if we haven't already.
I think mine is probably the breastfeeding shot at the end.
Oh yeah.
I think that's probably my favorite shot of the movie. Otherwise, I wrote all the sex stuff is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The shot of the phallus coming out of the spread vagina was
Yeah.
I wish I
sick.
saw it. I wish I
So
saw
sick.
it. We're gonna watch it after.
James
Oh.
sitting in the rain at the end. I have that too. And then the rest is just like I said, the amount of architectural, just super symmetric. Like when they walk into the police station, just the architecture of the police station alone is
The
so
interior.
bizarre. Yeah, the
Yeah.
interior is beautiful.
It was like an
Yeah.
abandoned hospice.
Yeah, even when they go into the airport, they do this cool, like dolly into a keyhole, and then
Yeah.
you're through the keyhole,
Yeah.
and it's into this perfect symmetric airport gate. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I do like the cuts at the beginning too, where the screen is fucking spinning
Yeah.
on you, and then we cut between different rotating
Yeah.
screens. We
Yeah.
saw that in Possessor too, but this is more fleshed out in this
Yeah.
movie.
I mean, I think I love a good rotating camera.
It's pretty fucking cool.
I don't think the Dutch angle's overdone. I think it's
No,
sick
it's
every
moving,
time.
yeah.
It's awesome.
If it
Yeah,
just
it's
cuts
just-
the,
yeah.
it's a bit cheesy, but if it's
I still
fucking
like it.
moving-
We're at the end.
I
At the
feel
end of Crimes of the Future. End.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You remember Crimes of the Future? The ending.
No, I don't.
Viggo Mortensen. It's like black and white. He like eats the fucking plastic candy bar. Looks up. Was like, and it stops and it's black and white. You don't remember that?
No, dude, not at all.
It was like the dumbest ending ever. Me and Nick were like, what the fuck is this?
I probably just repressed it, I guess.
Yeah, that was pretty stupid.
It was fucking stupid. With the Mohammed Messiah of fucking plastics.
Yeah.
Recycling Messiah.
Should we dive into some Letterboxd reviews?
That's a good band.
Sure, let's do this Letterboxd reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Letterboxd reviews. Da-da-da-da-da.
I got a bunch saved. I did some research.
Oh, yeah, a bunch
on
saved.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
One other shot I liked, or one sequence I liked, was when right before they shoot up the fucking mansion, the gang of the rich, and it slow dolly in a jump cut between all the masks that they're wearing.
Yeah.
That's just fun to do.
Yeah.
As an edit, it's a fun edit.
Yes. Yeah. Even there's one shot when they're driving to their picnic by the river when they first leave the resort. There's a nice shot of just the car driving through the cliffs, and it's just a nice fucking landscape shot. It's just shows off the contrast between the very bland hotel resort and the rich, greenery of the
countryside.
Yeah. So the first one I saved was a 2-star review.
Okay.
I went a little different route this time. Instead of just doing half and 5 stars, I got a bit of a spread. So this one's a 2-star. It's quite long, but I think a lot of it is not worth actually reading. So 2 stars from Ethan Johnson.
What's his favorite movies?
His favorite movies are Barbarian, also starring a Skarsgård, I believe.
The Skarsgård fan over here?
Skarsgård fan, I think he might be. Barbarian, it came out this year as well, or last year. Yeah, Bill Skarsgård, that's what I thought. It's a good movie. It's a good horror flick.
Yeah, what else?
Oh yeah, he has 4. The House of the Devil. That's a Ty West gig before he did X and Pearl. It's a fucking good movie. Really, genuinely really good. Skinamarink.
Classic?
No, genuinely a bad movie. Have you seen it?
No.
I think it's garbage.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's this guy. It came out last year. It's on Shudder. He just filmed. It's like all like kind of like Paranormal Activity, where it's like camcorder quality, kind of handheld, but also kind of security camera.
Yeah.
And it's just these kids in a house, and it's supposed to be spooky, but like it's literally like he'll just like frame a shot of like a door in a hallway that's ajar for like 10 minutes.
Like an Ozu pillow shot?
Like super grainy, like blue wash filter on everything, super grainy, as if you're watching it on an old tube TV on a VCR.
Okay.
And it'll just be an ajar door for 10 minutes and nothing happens.
Really?
And then it'll cut to like a kid playing with a toy, and then it'll cut to another 10-minute shot of like a pillow. And that's like
what's his first favorite movie?
The original Evil Dead.
Okay.
So he's a horror fan, and he gave Infinity Pool 2 stars. He says, in every conceivable way, this film is demented. Which as a horror fan, you'd think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes on to say, as demented as the poster, whatever, but also in a satirical sense to where you don't know if you should be laughing or crying or clawing your eyes out. I appreciate a lot of the cinematography technique, yada yada yada. He talks about Possessor. It's jarring, experimental, and in your face without a lot of conceivable meaning. Oh. If that's what you're into, check this one out. If that's not what you're into, don't check it out. Overall, I'm left with mixed feelings of appreciation and disgust, the latter overwhelming the former. So he gives it 2 stars.
Okay. I mean, that's a fair enough review.
I think it's a very fair review. I think it's a fair review, but I think 2 out of 5 is harsh, which is why I chose that review. Because the review is we can all agree with elements of the review.
Yeah.
But I think personally 2 out of 5 is a little
it's a little harsh. Low. Yeah.
Half star. I would like an explanation for the Hasidic Jews.
I demand an explanation.
That's her entire review.
What are her favorite movies?
Her 4 favorites are Beyond the Valley of the Dolls.
Okay.
I don't know. Never heard of it. 70s movie.
Okay.
Margaret, Total Recall, and They Know, We Know, They Lie. So,
weird spread.
Yeah, I don't know. 5-star review.
Okay.
No, that was
different person.
This different. The explanation for the Hasidic Jews was a half-star review. This person gave it 5 stars. They've watched it more than once. Sean Mason.
What's your favorite movies?
Favorite movies? Design for a Living.
Okay.
Drive My Car.
Okay, yeah.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The Apartment.
Okay.
And Ready or Not. Yeah, have you guys seen Ready or Not?
No.
It's a recent horror movie. It's very good. Also in the theme of rich people being dickheads.
Okay. What do you say about that?
So hey, I'm gonna be a real petty bitch right now. If you want to see some real sass, hold on to your ass and read on. I keep saying
Hold on a second.
yeah.
Was
He's
that-
holding on to his ass.
Was that the review or was that?
That's the
okay,
opener.
okay.
That's the opener. To the
I
review.
thought you were telling us that.
No,
I was
no,
like,
no.
what?
They go on
Please, fucking
to say
prepared.
I keep seeing people say this is underdeveloped or all visual and no story, plot is basic, yada yada yada. If you're too inept to see the nuance or not be able to catch all the subtext, then it's on you, not the film. If you're too dumb to understand, saying this is too complex and in the same breath that it's basic as well, just fuck off.
That person's a dickhead.
I mean,
So-
his review isn't saying anything though either.
Well, so this is just the first part of his review,
okay.
but I think this one snippet is what caught my eye. If you're too inept to see the nuance or not be able to catch all the subtext, then it's on you, not the film.
Yeah, but there could be so much subtext that it ruins everything out. I mean, it's not about
Well,
who has the most subtext.
Not only that, but is it not the filmmaker's role as a filmmaker to make a film whose subtext is
Can be written.
graspable?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's like the Kubrick quote where he's like, when we're watching The Shining and you first go in the kitchen and it's Scatman Crothers talking to Danny in
Yeah.
the kitchen scene. The establishing shot opens up and in the foreground there's a huge knife and a bunch of
Yeah.
kitchen weapons and stuff. And he said, well, you have to put that there because people are stupid and they have to understand that you're going to see this knife later.
Yeah, exactly.
The kitchen has
yeah.
a knife in it.
Yeah.
Like
You have to-
your job as
Mhm.
an artist, I feel, is to make a work of art that not that is understandable, but that almost forces the audience
Well,
to
I think
grasp at least something.
yeah, like I think you know how I think you should dig for meaning sometimes, but my problem is that it's not that there's no meaning and you can't find it. My problem with the movie is that the meaning and the themes are just very poorly presented.
Right. Yeah, and I think saying if you,
And it's not
Yeah.
they're not poorly presented because they're hard to find.
Yeah.
That's not the reason why. Like you can have movies with good meaning and subtext where it's very hard to find and hard to catch, and it being very good because then when you catch it you're like, oh my god.
yeah.
But this movie, it's like, it's kind of easy to catch.
It's in your face.
It's in your face, and it just kind of leads nowhere. It's just like,
Mhm.
it's like, oh, by the way,
Yeah, what about this?
what about this?
What about that?
What about
Yeah.
that? And it's just like,
I
and
think-
he never
yeah.
touches on it again.
Yeah.
Right? So
I think my problem is just that generalization of if you don't understand a movie, it's not because the movie is bad, it's actually your fault.
yeah,
No, there are some bad movies out there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That just
yeah.
make no sense because whoever made it doesn't actually understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
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 And it's like you know, like let's say there's a movie that has like it's a normal movie, but there's like some part of the movie where the subtext is about like some very specific historical event.
Right.
But if you don't know what that event is,
Yeah.
it's not your fault.
Yeah.
You just
Well, it's
happen
like,
to not know the information.
I mean, we did Color of Pomegranates.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch that movie with no context, you're not going to understand a thing about it.
Yeah.
No,
Doesn't
yeah.
mean it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a beautiful
But the thing
work
is,
of art.
it's presented beautifully.
Right.
You
But
don't.
the
You know it's about something.
Yeah. But the implication of the movie is that it's somehow a poetic biography of an Armenian poet.
Yeah.
But without that introduction,
You wouldn't know what
watch
it's
it,
about.
you're like, oh, what the fuck? But that doesn't mean it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
No.
You can appreciate the other aspects of it.
Right,
Your
exactly.
artistry, your craft
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you
Yeah.
watch Color Pomegranates, like, it is obvious. It is about something. Even though it's very abstract, it's
Yeah.
about something.
Well, when we watch it, we felt that. But
Yeah.
I like, not everyone will get that, and that's okay. That doesn't mean it's a bad movie.
Yeah, they might not know who that fucking poet is. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
That doesn't mean it's a good movie either, just because there is substance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, the whole movie shouldn't be grounded on your foreknowledge of something else.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
I think that's the point we're
Yeah.
trying to make. Yeah.
Anyways, this guy goes on to tell these people to just go watch Avatar again instead. But it was just that one sentence that I wanted to. I wanted
Okay,
us
well,
to
he's a
discuss,
dickhead,
yeah.
and he has bad taste in movies, so.
Another half-star review
Yeah.
Okay.
by my name Jeff.
What's his favorite movies?
Spirit, that horse animated movie.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Shutter Island,
Okay.
cringe. Sinister, good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan Hawke, that one's good. And Django Unchained.
Oh, Django Unchained.
I think it is one of Tarantino's worst. Bottom tier Tarantino.
Good credits though too. Good
Oh, yeah?
credits on it. Yeah.
I think
Whip fan, and it cuts in super fast on the zooms.
Tarantino, absolute bottom tier was The Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually just not that good.
No, that's bad movie.
And then Django Unchained right above it. Yeah, we don't have to talk about this now. I'm just saying.
Okay,
we were talking
yeah.
about Django.
We're
Yeah,
gonna do
yeah.
a ranking now.
I mean, yeah, I don't think I can rank his movies. Like my top Tarantino changes all the time. Like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a toss up between Kill Bill, Reservoir Dogs, and
Pulp Fiction?
Inglourious Bastards.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh really?
I fucking love that movie.
For me, the bottom, that would be the second from.
Oh, yeah?
the bottom,
That's what most people tell me. I
Yeah.
really, really liked it.
I think Pulp Fiction, even though like, Pulp Fiction, it's so iconic, it's so
Yeah.
popular, everyone,
Yeah.
it's the Nirvana of
Yeah.
movies almost.
Yeah.
Bro, you go watch Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
It's a fucking good fucking movie.
But this is, I feel like Tarantino's movies, like you have like whatever my top 3 is, they're all kind of even.
Okay.
And then you have like my 4th is like
Yeah.
just a little bit lower. And they all kind of dip down just a tiny bit lower.
Okay.
And then there's like
Okay,
Django
sure.
somewhere halfway and then Hateful Eight at the bottom. Like it's
Okay.
not a linear scale.
Like, Django's a good movie.
It is.
It's a good movie. Okay, so
It's a good movie. It's just in Tarantino's canon, I think it's one of his worst.
Okay.
But Tarantino's worst is still better than a lot of other fucking movies.
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so what did this guy say? What did
Yeah.
Mr. Django Unchained say?
So he gives half a star to
Yeah.
Infinity Pool. He says, probably the worst thriller I've seen. It's well done, but the story wasn't good at all. It was confusing, constant loop. I don't get that part. There seems to be a pretty linear...
Yeah.
Well, I think he's talking about the loop of
They go out, they
crime,
do
death,
yeah, sure.
crime, death, yeah.
It's almost
It's,
like that's the point of the movie.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
his point.
he said it's like a bag of chips. You get the same thing over and over again. I got tired after 30 minutes, and I like everything related to horror. I can recommend this to someone who is easily intimidated, but nothing to recommend if you like this genre.
This guy loves like Muncho mix.
Yeah.
I got Cheetos, I got Sun Chips, I got pretzels. That's a stupid movie.
Yeah.
that's
Another half
not
star.
good.
I wish I could give this more stars, but honestly, that 1 second of the Hasidic Jews did it for me. Literally, why is it there? Ruined it for me.
Oh, that ruined it for him.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the funniest
Half
thing in the
star.
movie.
Yeah, they're like, nah, that ruined it.
Oh. I was gonna say if it was the other way around, that would have been a funny reveal.
That would have been. Could you imagine? I don't think anyone would have the balls to post that, dude. I love anti-Semitism. Ha ha ha.
No, but I mean as a shot, it's funny. It's a funny shot.
Besides a weirdly succinct sexual unnerving tone, the entire runtime was limp, dull exploration of nothing. 1 star.
Exploration of something, but it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, a little harsh, I think.
It's like the beginning of an essay every time he thinks of an idea.
Yeah. The other 2 I saved are pretty much the same thing. Just like, oh, I'm sick of movies that are weird for the sake of being weird but have nothing to say.
Yeah.
That type of shit. All the, there are some 5-star reviews, but they weren't very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I just
Yeah, but those are people that are just like, they're just being hipsters about it.
That's what it felt like, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing about Letterboxd and review sites, audience, user-based review sites, I find.
Yeah.
The percentage of people who are going to watch a movie and be like, that was average.
Mm-hmm.
No one's going to go out of their way to review a movie if they feel like it's average.
We are.
I know, but like
Today. Straight fives.
the main demographic, the
Yeah.
main consumer, the
Would you
main
fucking call me?
user of these
Call me a Democrat.
services isn't going to be
Call me a
motivated
Democrat.
to review a mid movie, right? They're going to review stuff if they think it's bottom tier, and they're going to review stuff if they think it's high tier.
Sure. I guess
Yeah.
so. I guess so.
So I feel like
Did you find any good 3.5 star reviews?
so I didn't look. I got bored.
Okay,
I feel
got
like
bored.
I saved enough. It was
Okay.
just good. Yeah. A couple Jew,
So what
couple
about-
Jew jokes and then a few.
What about us?
Yeah, so
what
I-
do we think?
So I went back in our archives and
Mhm.
I jotted down what we gave Brandon's other movies
Yes.
for reference. So do you guys
Yeah.
want to know what you gave his other movies first or after?
I think I get. Can I guess?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, yeah.
Do
no,
guess,
yeah.
do
But
guess.
do I say yes or no, or do I tell you what you actually gave it?
High or low?
What do you mean, yes or no?
Well, like, do you want to know the exact number you gave his other movies before you give the number for this movie?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to infect it, really.
Okay, so guess.
So I think I gave Antiviral a 6,
Okay.
and I think I gave Possessor an 8.
Okay.
Am I right?
You were too high on antiviral and too low on possessor.
Oh.
Antiviral a 4?
Yeah, you gave antiviral a 4 out of 10.
And Possessor with how much?
7.5.
Okay, close to 8.
Yeah.
Good, because I didn't like Antiviral, so it was
Yeah.
below average for me, so I guess that's right.
Yeah.
So Antiviral 5, Possessor 9?
Yeah, you gave a 9.5 possessor. You almost hit it with a
Okay.
10.
Oh, you almost
I
said
did
Possessor
like
with a 10?
I love that movie,
Yeah.
dude. That movie. I've
You're
seen
saying
it
it's
like
better
10
than
times,
you're
dude.
saying it's better than The Moon Sky and You?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
That's a hot one,
I
dude.
do like that one. Yeah.
Wait,
Moon Sky and You is like the greatest film ever made. Shout out to Leia Hey Yalu.
But yeah, you gave antiviral a 5. So I gave antiviral a 10.
Yeah, it's
And
the
I stick by
most
it.
rookie score ever.
I love it. But I gave
It's up there with 2001: A Space Odyssey and
yeah
fucking what else is it? Mulholland Drive.
the
I
video
guess.
drum.
Yeah.
Videodrome and Eraserhead. Yeah, it's
I gave possessor an 8.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you give Lee Byrne?
Yeah. Let's hear it.
8.5.
8.5 for
Infinity Pool.
I liked it
Wow.
a bit more than Infinity Pool.
A bit more than Possessor.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I liked Infinity Pool a tiny bit more than Possessor.
Really?
I did, yeah. I think,
Wow.
So I think if I were to rewatch Possessor,
Yeah.
that would change.
How many times have you seen it now?
I think just once.
Okay.
I didn't revisit it. I think if I rewatched Possessor, that would change.
Okay.
But as of right now, I feel like I liked Infinity Pool more. I mean, I'm a sucker.
Infinity Pool's twice or once?
Twice.
Twice. Okay.
But the second I skimmed through it the second time, I didn't actually watch it
Yeah.
straight up. I was like taking notes and doing
Scrubbing
stuff.
through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just I just love fucking cock and vagina. you have explicit sexual organs in your movie. I'm gonna like it.
Okay. Yeah.
I think.
Shock factor?
Is that why I like it?
Yeah.
No, I think genuinely, if you're going,
Thrill.
I just the Freudian aspect of sex and death being one,
Okay.
I think is
An exciting.
almost essential to horror.
Okay, yeah.
And I think if you're gonna make a good horror movie,
Mhm.
you should borderline make a porno.
Okay.
I think the more you lean into pornography in your horror film, not because there's a lot of like schlock B horror that
Yeah.
leans heavily into porno. That's not what I'm talking about.
It's like
Make it
sexploitation.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Make-
it's body horror. You want to it's part of the body.
right,
you know?
exactly, and it's arguably
And sex
the most important part of
Sex
at
is a
least the
very,
most-
very big part of your body.
right, especially psychologically.
Yeah.
So I think if you're gonna make a good horror movie,
Well, that's another theme that we did. That I guess we just fucking figured out right now. Sexuality and body and identity. It's like they didn't really tie shit into that, but you know, whatever.
yeah, it's there. But that's everybody. Every body horror movie is gonna have some identity interpretation, I think.
No, but they could have tied this whole thing with the
Yes.
sexuality and how
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
You know.
because that orgy was pretty gay.
yeah, it was like some euphoria shit.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay,
I mean, as an orgy should be, I imagine. But yes, I think horror.
Interesting take on that one.
I think horror.
I don't know, man. Maybe, but I don't know what's gonna happen after this podcast, though.
I think horror and pornography go hand in hand. I think the more those genres blend properly
Mhm.
without taking away from each other,
Yeah.
I think the better movie you're gonna get.
I think comedy is in there too, with those. insane-
Yeah.
Visceral
You-
reaction,
yeah.
like-
There's
Yeah.
there's that triangle, and I think any edge point, right? You can hit a sweet spot in the middle, and then you get something like sexploitation,
Mhm.
which I love.
Or
It's
two,
a genre I love.
yeah.
Or any edge where you get a very good comedy horror, which is
Mhm.
fantastic. A very good fucking porno comedy.
Intro, yeah.
Stuff like Knocked
Yeah.
Up, and but
Mhm.
maybe a little more, push the envelope a little more. And then horror and porno, which is somewhere along this
Yeah.
vein, but I think you can push it more.
Okay, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I do like that a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you think, Nick?
I'm gonna say, I thought the effects were fucking sick. I thought it was cool when James gets ripped in half.
Yeah.
And it's like slimy right down the middle. That's always fun. Ripping the kid's head in half is cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it like give it a 6.5.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Alright.
better than average, but I mean
Yeah.
it's just for the effects. I
In
think
between Antiviral and Possessor, pretty much.
Yeah. But I mean, it could be the same as Antiviral, but maybe the production is higher, or the
Okay.
quality of the production and the effects and stuff. I like the freak out scenes.
Yeah.
But they seem like okay, you're 20 minutes in, 45 minutes in, hour and a half
Right.
in. You know, you could
Yeah.
tell what was
Yeah.
going to happen, and I don't know. It was okay, better than other movies, but not fantastic. 6.5.
6.5. Okay, so my thing is that, like, from an outsider looking in, I think it's an above average movie. But, like, what did I give Cannibal Ferox last week?
2, I think, or 3.
2 or 3 out of 10?
I think, yeah.
But I enjoyed that movie way fucking more than I enjoyed Infinity Pool.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, I get what you mean.
It's hard to
Yeah.
distinguish enjoyment from what I
Quality.
think critically of the movie.
Sure.
Oh no, you
know?
did 4, 2, 3.
Yes.
No, there's no way I gave it
I
a
don't
3.
know,
I think I
we
gave it.
edited.
I gave it a higher score than you guys because I actually did.
I think I gave it. I think you gave the lowest score.
I gave it a 2, I think.
Yeah.
Or 1 or
Yeah, I
I
gave
think-
it 4. Because I actually had fun watching Cannibal Ferox.
Whatever.
Anyways, my point stands that I like my enjoyment from it. It's hard because like I really did not enjoy watching Infinity Pool.
Okay,
the most
yeah,
part.
Yeah.
Like it, like I had a like for the whole editing style, like all that stuff, the convoluted themes. Like I did not have a like the best time I had watching the movie was laughing at the cock getting jerked off because that was just so like so random.
Yeah.
And the Jews at the end, that was just also so fucking random.
Yeah.
It was. Other than that, my whole time watching the movie was spent, being annoyed at how the editing is and how unsubstantial the themes are. I found. So I think with that, but the thing is, yeah. But do I do my enjoyment or do I do the critical? What do you guys think?
It's gotta be a
halfway.
mix, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of. So what's your enjoyment rating?
My enjoyment rating's like a 3.
What's
maybe
your critical
2,
rating?
Maybe like a 5.56.
So then call it like a 4. Yeah.
Okay, then we're gonna call it a 4
Yeah.
on the akimbo enjoyment
Yeah.
criticality.
So same as Antiviral. That's
Uh,
what you gave Antiviral, is a 4.
okay, now that I completely forgot. Myself. Okay, so I enjoyed it a bit more than Antiviral, so I'll say I just give it a 5.
Okay.
It's a 5
All right.
Okay.
for me. It's a 5.
There you go. So 5.
6.5.
8.5.
No, I gave it less than Possessor. I gave Possessor an 8. So like.
No, you gave Infinity Pool 8.5.
Oh, it's true. I gave it more than I liked this one more.
Mhm.
All right, so we'll call it what, like a 6 average,
Sure.
6.5 average.
6.5 average.
Yeah.
All right. That's the
Official-
same. That's actually the same average as
Well, the
Antiviral.
pizza rates it at 6.5.
pizza. There you go.
Pizza
The
rate's an
official
dude.
official Monolith pizza rating for Infinity Pool.
Shout out
6.5.
Jonas Pizzeria,
Downtown Malaysia, baby. Get it.
aka Villeray, Montreal. Yeah, pizza gives it a 6.5. The pizza is the official arbiter, representative of the royal Monolith Film Pod,
The editorial we.
the editorial we. And any last thoughts
Movie kind of wasn't very
on
good.
Infinity Pool by Brandon Cronenberg?
Well, if you're gonna watch it, I recommend going out of your way for the uncut version.
Yes,
Probably,
definitely.
Yeah. Very disappointed with
You
that.
want to see the nudity.
Mhm. Or just watch Possessor instead. Just don't even bother. Just watch the other movie.
But here's my thing: is like Possessor was so good, and I want to see more from Brandon Cronenberg, but I want him to work with other people that can help him make these decisions because I feel like
Yeah.
he makes movies with the same people all the time, and they all turn out the same way.
Yeah.
And I fucking can't stand it sometimes. Possessor was the best one by far for me,
Yeah.
but all the other movies, I'm just like fucking. Oh my god! Stop editing it like
Yeah.
that.
I think that's probably smart for him to work with new people.
Yeah,
Just to get new perspectives and stuff like that.
Yeah, like and maybe get some writers to help him flesh out his ideas.
That would help, yeah.
At least a story editor.
Julia, what do you think of the movie?
All right. Yeah, Julia's here to call it.
Yeah,
She's saying, "Wrap it up, boys. I need attention."
Yeah, she needs attention. All right, so yeah, thank you for watching the Monolith Film Podcast or
Yeah.
listening. You can find us on all your podcast streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow, etc.
Follow, do anything you can to help us out. It's greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
Watch our episodes, tell people about it.
If you want merch, DM us.
We got sick.
I was about to ask, should we tell them about the merch?
Yeah.
We're gonna be
DM us.
we're gonna be dropping merch soon.
We're gonna be fucking wearing it.
We're gonna be wearing it too. Just
ready.
let us know. Hit us up in the DMs on Instagram or anywhere that you can comment, or like anywhere you could direct message us. Maybe
Email
comment
us.
is not as good, but if you could direct message us with the merch you want, we're gonna be releasing it soon.
We'll
and you
model
can
it
check
next
out.
time.
Ooh.
Or sometime in the future we'll model
We'll
it.
do a fucking show.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll post on our Instagram.
I guess that's the ending.
Alright, well.
You should put a thing that the battery cut the camera dies. But thanks for watching.
Okay, well, we'll keep the audio.
Oh yeah, no, keep rolling the audio. Yeah.
runs. Alright, well, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks
Yeah,
for watching.
sorry, the camera died, so too fucking bad. Check out the merch. Hit us up. You know what to do. Peace.